let's do the video. Okay, you ready to do the video? Okay, guys, I'm Tony. This is Gabriel. And this is the Arcade Woodshop. I know, so much joy. But today, I was really excited. I wanted to do my very first pickup video. A lady calls me and says, I've got a game for sale. And I asked her a few questions that you always ask. What do you got? How much do you want for it? Is it working? You know, and I was so excited to do this pickup video that I get up really early in the morning and I drive to get it. And when I get about halfway there, we turned off the main interstate and we're going through the country. And I mean, this was really kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Something out of a horror movie. And I thought, this would be a good time to get my phone, you know, and start videoing and let you guys see where this is at. And then I realized I forgot my phone. So my video for a pickup is going to be an after pickup video. Hope you guys don't mind. But like I said, when you go to pick up a game, you want to ask questions about the game. You want to know what it is that they want to sell. Is it working? Is it not? What do they want for it? What kind of condition is it in? You know, and you want to ask for pictures. And guys, let me tell you, nobody will ever send you good pictures of a game. They'll never show you the bad stuff. But the lady sent me pictures, and the pictures looked pretty decent, you know, for what it was. And we agreed on the price for $100, and I said, I'll come get it. Well, this is what I got. Stick around. You ready to show them, Gabriel? Let's show them the Frankenstein. Okay, guys, welcome to the House of Frankenstein. What we have here is a monstrosity. And another question you should always ask before you buy a game is why? Why am I buying this game? My son reminded me this because my health is not as good as it should be. And so I took him with me to load this game. And as we were pulling it out of this basement game room and rolling it up this really steep hill of a driveway and loading it on the truck, he was loading it. He laid it on the back of the truck and slid it in. He's like, why do you want this game? And I pointed to the bottom of it and I said, you see that green bottom? He said, yes. I said, that's a Nibbler cabinet. And Nibbler cabinet is really hard to come by. But what we have here is a Nibbler cabinet with a Galaga game in it and a warp bezel. But everything seems to be complete. The coin door is in really good shape. It's complete. I found a couple of bucks worth of change in it. Still has the coin box. Now, here's the bad part. The control panel has been altered. It has this crazy joystick. The joystick should be mounted here. And so this will have to be repaired. So I'll make a new control panel. And I'm not familiar with this joystick. If any of you guys know about it, somebody let me know, because I'm kind of curious as to what that really is. But the joystick should be mounted here instead of this button. So that button's going to have to go, and we're just going to build a whole new control panel. I don't like the particle board. Now, the bezel itself is in really pretty good shape, and that's why I bought the whole game, because I have a Rock on the Warp Up cabinet that I have built. And I would like to use an original bezel. The marquee probably was an original marquee that's been cut down. Now the bad thing about this cabinet is the cabinet. Everything about this cabinet is bad, in my opinion, but it's fixable. Here's what you don't want to do when you repair a cabinet. This cabinet here probably had the corners broke off of it on the front, so someone goes in and puts another piece of wood on it, and of course they nailed it on. You can see the nails here and there. Really good craftsmanship. The piece they put on is probably 3/8 of an inch thicker than the sides of the cabinet, and they didn't bother to trim that down. And I figure the reason they didn't trim it down was they cut it with a handsaw, not a skill saw, but a handsaw, all the way down. They even cut the groove with a saw, and the T-molding groove, that is terrible. That's probably the worst T-molding joint I've ever seen in my life. But that's repairable. I'm going to take that apart. The other side actually looks pretty decent original. Now the sides of the cabinet are like typical Rockola cabinets. They have some moisture damage, but this one has a big chunk taken out of the back of it. Now that's not a really big issue because I can repair that, but the rest of that edge, you know, a little sanding, and it would be good. Don't know how that happened. Maybe because the leg lever set so low that they tilted it back and was on something and broke that out. But we'll get that repaired. The other side is like the typical Rockola cabinets. It has some swelling, so we'll probably be taking about 6 or 8 inches off of that, replacing it with new MDF board. This cabinet is more or less cardboard. That's about the best way you can put it. It was early form of MDF, but it's just cardboard put together. It's terrible. Now the inside of the cabinet has the original speaker, has the original fluorescent light bulb and works, transistors, wiring harness, interlock switch. Does have the original power supply, although it's just mounted in there. And they did add a switcher, but it's hard to see. And nobody ever mounts stuff in when they make changes to the cabinets. I don't understand it. It does have the original monitor. Like I said, it'll have to be rebuilt, but that's not a big issue. Cap kit. Has an aftermarket bootleg Galaga board. Now that Galaga board on eBay goes for about 150 bucks. And that one seems to be working, just playing blind. So probably throw that out on eBay and get my money back. Then I'll get to repair the cabinet. Now this one does come with a pretty decent door, which is unusual. And as always, they've drilled the holes and put screws in it instead of just replacing the lock. Like I pried it open at one time or another. So we'll get that sanded down. So what we're looking about on repairing this cabinet and getting it back to solid is probably just buying one sheet of MDF commercial paint grade MDF board, and I'll probably use a foot off of the MDF sheet, a 4x8 sheet, and be able to repair this cabinet. So I'll probably have less than $10 in material to repair this whole cabinet, and what I have left over I can use to repair other cabinets. But 100 bucks, some people think I'm crazy. I know my son does, but I figured finding an original Nibbler cabinet is very hard to do, and repairing it, I think it's worth saving. So just remember, always ask the questions. What do you got? How much you want? What kind of condition is it? What can you give me pictures? And then when you're loading it up, ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Because regardless if you ask yourself that question then or after you get it back to your shop, you're always going to wind up asking that question. What have I got myself into? And why did I choose to do it? Guys, this is the project we're working on next. Keep check on the videos. And just remember, $100 games, buy them. They can be fixed. Even if they're Frankenstein, just like this one. And hopefully, maybe, you'll get the bride of Frankenstein or the son of Frankenstein. And I hope you don't have to convert as much stuff back as I'm having to do on this one. Have a good day. See you later.